What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you more news on Marvel Spider-Man 2. Even though we haven't heard much official news on this upcoming project, Sony has at least made it a point to keep their version of Spidey enshrouded in hype, whether it be through new game announcements and better performing versions of the previous installments. Each of these projects, with the exception of Marvel Spider-Man 2, has come with a release date, but it looks like that information might be announced soon, so we're going to talk about it today. Now, before we get started on the video, I gotta give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, TubeBuddy. As a successful YouTube user, I often get questions asking what I use to get my videos tons of views, and the answer to that is TubeBuddy. This thing has helped me take my channel to the next level in ways I never imagined. It's a browser extension that helps new and experienced YouTubers grow fast and optimize their channels. I've been using this extension for years, and it's constantly getting updated with new features, like the SEO tool that helps me come up with the perfect title, description, and tags to get more people to click on my videos. It even provides you with analytics beside your videos to see how much traffic your video is generating from various social media sites. The extension is absolutely free, but as a special offer, we're giving a 50% discount for channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers that purchase the Pro upgrade. All you have to do is enter in the code RisingStarBuddy. So if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel or taking your content to the next level, download the extension now. You can do so by clicking on this link that'll be provided in the description of this video. But as I was saying, guys, Sony has had zero pause in the way they've been handling the Marvel Spider-Man game property. Even though the first installment is creeping up on its 4-year anniversary, it still managed to maintain relevance from its highly optimized and revised re-releases. Shortly after the reveal of Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, PlayStation 5 owners were also given the news that they were going to be able to maximize their experience with another Spidey game, Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, a remastered port of the first entry that would be, at the time of its announcement, a PlayStation 5 exclusive. It included the original game and its free downloadable content, the City That Never Sleeps paid downloadable content, 3 additional suits, further trophies, and new additions to the photo mode. And on top of all that, it featured a graphical facelift performance with improvements that carried over from Spider-Man Miles Morales. But as you all know, even though we got those next-gen enhancements, they still came with some compromises. In typical console fashion, you couldn't just have the graphical improvements with the buttery smooth 60 frames per second performance and ray tracing. You still had to choose one over the other and deal with losing out on one of those newly included features. Like, we gotta be real here. No matter how much PlayStation or Xbox tries to wrap up these so-called options as fidelity and performance modes, there's still nothing more than limitations that keeps their games from reaching their full potential. That's why I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. The PC will always have an edge over home consoles, and even though Sony is in the business of selling console units, they seem to echo my sentiments, which is why we're getting the most superior version of Marvel Spider-Man yet on the PC. Sony has undoubtedly adopted a non-conservative attitude recently by starting to bring more PlayStation exclusives onto the PC to extend its nexus, and Marvel Spider-Man has recently joined that pantheon of great titles. And I can't wait to see all the endless possibilities that the mod community is going to pull off with it. Not to mention that there won't be any compromises when it comes to overall performance. Nothing compares to a buttery smooth unlocked frame rate. It's also worth noting that the Spider-Man PC version features ray tracing. The added support of NVIDIA DLSS scaling is also included, hugely enhancing the visual experience. Not only can the game be experienced in the ultra-wide format, but it also has the panoramic format for non-standard resolutions. Like, if this is a precursor of what it will be like for Marvel Spider-Man 2, then sign me up immediately. Speaking of which, I know it's been quite a while since we got the announcement trailer for the upcoming sequel. As a matter of fact, it's been a good minute since we've seen any official updates from Sony, whether it be from the social media or the blog side of things. It's been radio silent for what the OG web-slinger and his protege are going to be up to in this next epic chapter, but even though we've been in the dark, it hasn't stopped us from speculating when we will see another trailer. If you guys have been paying attention, we're slowly but surely creeping up on the 1st-year anniversary of which this announcement trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2 dropped, which was on September the 9th. Before it was even released, I was lucky enough to guess when the trailer would even be uploaded, because the month of September has been the month for the main Spider-Man games. As mentioned earlier, that was the month that the first game originally released, and I have a nagging suspicion that it'll be the time window in which the sequel will be released. Something else that you're probably not aware of is that Disney is going to be hosting their annual D23 showcase, which is an event where fans get a glimpse of all the upcoming trailers under the Disney umbrella. We're talking trailers for shows, movies, and most of all, video games. So if there are any fans of Disney game properties like Kingdom Hearts, there's a very high chance that you'll get to see what mystery character will be making their debut in KH4. My bet is still on Marvel heroes such as Iron Man. Speaking of Marvel, they'll also be the central focus at this year's D23, bringing along trailers for Marvel Studios and most importantly Marvel Games. This news was recently announced via Marvel Games' official Twitter account, which reads, "Watch the Disney and Marvel Games Showcase live from the D23 Expo 2022 on September 9th. Don't miss the big reveals, announcements, and trailers for the new and upcoming games coming to you soon." Their official website goes on to say that it'll be a digital showcasing and will feature incredible new content from Disney and Pixar games, Marvel games, Lucasfilm games, and 20th Century games. In addition to all new announcements, fans can expect new reveals from titles including Disney Dreamlight Valley, Marvel's Midnight Suns, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and a sneak peek at the upcoming Marvel Ensemble game from Skydance New Media. And guys, word going around the campfire is that the Skydance New Media project will be based on the Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four, which if true, I have no doubts that it'll be an awesome game, because the lead director behind that particular project will be the creator of Nathan Drake and the director of the first 3 Uncharted games, Amy Hennig. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that trailer. But the main reason you guys want to stick around for this event is because there's a high chance that Sony and Marvel Games will be showcasing a brand new trailer for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and it's very likely that we'll get an actual release date announcement. This is something that we're desperately waiting to hear about, and my bet is that it'll be in September of next year, like I said earlier, because you know, September just goes well with Insomniac's version of Spidey, or at least it does with the main Spidey, that being Peter Parker. So that's a little something that you should definitely be hyped about. Something else that I think you should really be hyped about is the possible inclusion of an online multiplayer feature in Marvel Spider-Man 2, because according to industry insiders, it's something we could be seeing in this upcoming project. This report comes courtesy of comicbook.com, which says, and I quote, "It looks like Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is the forthcoming sequel in Insomniac's popular PlayStation game, could contain a feature that many fans have been asking for." As of this past week, the original Marvel Spider-Man finally came to the PC for those on Steam and the Epic Games Store. And while the game has already proven to be a big hit, it looks like some data within the PC version could tease plans that Insomniac has for the future. Apparently guys, a Twitter user whose name I wouldn't dare to butcher came across a code within the PC iteration of Marvel Spider-Man which contains mentions of a co-op feature for the game. As the article mentions, that's something fans have been clamoring for since the trailer dropped, especially with how it showcases Peter and Miles performing some sick dual combat maneuvers. I personally think that controlling both Spider-Man on my own would do just fine, but having the option to play alongside another skilled Marvel Spider-Man player would add so much entertainment factor to this game, not just from a hands-on approach, but also from a perspective one, because you already know that there are going to be a metric ton of Let's Plays being posted on YouTube, and the subscribers of those uploaders would absolutely love to see their favorite YouTubers play alongside each other and provide some funny commentary while doing so. The possibilities are endless when it comes to this thing, man. While the first Marvel Spider-Man game itself doesn't contain any co-op functionality, clearly Insomniac was at one point toying around with the idea of multiplayer that would allow one player to play as Peter Parker while the other controls Miles Morales. So this is a heavy indication that this feature has been in the works for quite some time, and I think this is a good clue that Marvel Spider-Man 2 will still be running on the same engine as Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, except it's obviously going to be a more refined and improved version since it's running on next-gen hardware. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. We still have a little under a month to go until the D23 showcasing, but you know time flies when you're having fun, especially when you're replaying the awesome remasters of Marvel Spider-Man on the PS5 and recent PC port. But let me know what you guys think. Do you believe that we'll see a new trailer next month? And do you believe the data mines that suggest that Marvel Spider-Man 2 will feature any online co-op? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, I ask you like or dislike the video. It don't have to be a thumbs up, it can be a thumbs down. But if you really enjoyed it, it would help me out tremendously if you shared it with all your friends and family members on different social media outlets. Sharing really makes a difference. But anyways, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.